Roberts.
Thank you. Just a brief few questions. Do you have access, Mr Graham, to the or does Australia Post have access to the software code for PostPlus to review? And did Australia Post review the code before implementation?
Yes, Senator. We have a comprehensive review process. We've also had that process externally validated. We have ownership of the source code of that software platform. It is a core, obviously, operating platform for our retail business, and therefore really critical that it does what it says it does on the box, and that we maintain and continue to invest in updating that software to reflect improvements that we can make, both in its operating system, in relation to the enhancements that can be provided to customers when they transact with us over the counter, and also in being able to make it more efficient for our team members and the licensed post officers who use it. To give you an example, one of the features is it's got an online training program, so if you're in a transaction and you're stuck, you can go to the screen. It will show you and explain how that transaction could be managed. None of that was available in the old system. The old system was literally a rotary telephone equivalent to what is now a smartphone.
So you manage it yourself internally, rather your Australia Post people?
No, we work with a software provider who work with us to build the software. They work with us to. We've got our own team of software engineers. They have their team, and we work with them to implement the enhancements, do the normal backups, and all the other things that you would do with a large-scale technology system.
So the company installing the point-of-sale system is Fujitsu, is that correct?
No, that's not correct, Senator.
Not correct.
They are installing the hardware, so the screens and the keyboards. The company that's involved is a company called OVC, which is an American company.
What was the name of the company?
OVC. They specialise in point-of-sale systems, and they built the software in conjunction with Australia Post. The role that Fujitsu play is a role that they've played with us through a contract, which is they have responsibility for servicing our screens, laptops, keyboards, all the normal sort of...
Hardware only?
Hardware only, correct.
So Fujitsu is the company that provided the UK Horizon system, correct?
14, 15 years ago, that's correct, Senator, correct.
So Fujitsu...
They've had no role in the software provision of PostPlus.
So they cannot go in and change the data in the system, such as account balances, as they testified they could in the UK?
Correct. It's a closed system. They have no access to the software. They have no role in the software. It's completely closed, and the only people who have access to that are our engineers. And again, we have a clear technology audit trail for when people access the system, as well as OVC.
Thank you. Last question in this thread. I've just got a few more after that on another topic.
The only one left, Senator Roberts.
Sorry?
You can keep going.
Money is going missing, according to the LPOs. So where is that money going? It has to be going into someone's bank account.
Well, Senator, first of all, again, I would strongly challenge that claim. Money is not going missing. We have a full electronic audit trail of every single transaction that takes place. We provide that report both to the licensees and as well to our own internal team. And again, I would highlight that there's a very small, noisy contingent of one licensee group that is not representative of the vast majority of licensees. I've been out there, I've met with them, I've been in town halls, I've been around the country, as is our retail team. The vast majority of people, and again, I'd be happy to accompany you to visit our licensees, are very, very positive about the system, having replaced an old creaky system that was 30 years out of date.
Thank you. So these small disgruntled group, are they scattered across the country or are they in a locality?
I couldn't give you the example. I know that it's a very small group, and as I said earlier, we believe they are pushing a broader agenda, not just around PostPlus, and therefore creating noise when we believe there is no noise. We take very seriously to ensure that the system does what it says it does. We've spent $270 million. It better do what it does. This is going to be around for a long time. We have made sure that we will do an upgrade of this system every year, unlike the old system, which was well out of date and had not been upgraded and was a cyber risk. This system, again, is built in the cloud with modern architecture, modern infrastructure. We're committing tens of millions of dollars to continually make sure it is upgraded and reflects the needs of both the users, which includes the corporate post offices as well as the licensees, and also the needs of our customers.
So this small group that you're talking about, you don't know how big it is?
No, but we believe it is a small minority based on both surveys we have done in relation to Post Plus, the activity that we have been out there in talking to both licensee associations, and indeed the day-to-day backwards and forwards that we have with all licensees.
So they're not in any one of the two licensee groups?
They may be, Senator, in one group.
Okay. What are their main issues? What are they disgruntled about?
Well, I think it's been a long-standing issues with Australia Post over a long period of time. And as I've said, I cannot fix the problems of the past. They are in the past. My job is to fix today and tomorrow, and to listen and to respond to any genuine concerns that they have, and we have done that. We are not perfect. Occasionally we do make mistakes, but we open up and put our hand up on those mistakes. They have other motives around the role that Australia Post should play in banking, for example. We believe that our Bank at Post service is the right service for us. We don't believe we should go beyond that. And as I say, there are historic gripes that go back some time, and we have worked very hard to ensure that we resolve any outstanding issues. But I would say again, and I would say it with strong conviction, that the vast majority of our licensees have a very positive attitude to Post Plus, have a very positive attitude to the investments that we are making. Both associations stood behind our licensee buyback program in metropolitan areas because they clearly recognise the significant overlap and the financial strain that a lot of these licensees in metropolitan areas are undergoing.
Thank you. Moving on to the next topic. Can I pay my Telstra mobile telephone bill at Australia Post?
You can, and you will pay a fee for that, which Telstra has imposed on you as a Telstra customer.
Who gets the fee?
The fee goes to Telstra. It gets split, I believe. I'll take that on notice. I believe it gets split between the licensee, who gets money for the transaction, and a fee goes back to Telstra.
Recently, Telstra updated their terms of service for some mobile phone customers. It no longer allows payments to be made at post offices. Have you just lost a customer?
This is not uncommon, Senator. As I said, our over-the-counter transactions outside of bank at post have gone down 28% over recent years. More and more companies are encouraging their customers to pay bills digitally or electronically or online. And we have seen a significant decline in what we call our bill pay services, so paying gas bill, telephone bill, etc., because customers are being encouraged or to pay electronically, or indeed being penalised to pay over the counter.
Well, the banks like doing that to us anyway.
Sorry?
The banks like doing that to us.
Well, that's an opinion one could express, Senator.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm not asking your opinion. Has a long-term solution been found for the cost of carrying cash, Armaguard?
It's a very good question, Senator. I don't believe a long-term solution has been found. And again, this is where Australia Post plays an important role. Whilst we've had the banks and indeed the RBA confirm that cash use in the economy is declining, we cater to a demographic and a profile of society where cash is the main form of transacting. So it's the elderly, it's people who don't have English as a first language, it's areas where there are high immigrant intake or a distrust of financial institutions. So we are on the other side. We're seeing growth in that area of transactions. And it would be, my observation that these are customers that may not be that attractive to the bank because they don't have mortgages or they don't have business banking accounting, and we are the service provider who is providing that service and will continue to provide that service. But as I said in my opening statement, whilst we remain very happy to do that, we need to do that at a small margin so we can continue investing in that service. And that service is on track to make a loss for Australia Post.
Didn't you say some time ago, maybe 12 months ago, I saw you somewhere saying that Australia Post has the largest retail network in the country?
We have, in terms of our footprint, over 4,181 branches, correct.
Okay. I'll come back to that in a minute. Do you have plans to change any post offices from manned to unmanned using kiosks?
We have a whole range of different formats, including unmanned kiosks or self-service terminals, both our parcel lockers as well as where you can go and buy a stamp or an envelope or a satchel. That's part of the broad range of services we provide. And as I said, when we look at a suburb or a neighbourhood, we look at what services they are demanding. So, for example, we had a group in the Sydney area recently where they were looking for postal services. We had a town hall. We met with the community. It's a commuter community, a lot of parents both working, and what they wanted was convenience to pick up their parcels out of ours. So we installed 3 locker banks, and that more than satisfied that local community, along with some self-service terminals. In other cases...
So excuse me, that's to enhance a manned post office rather than to replace a manned post office?
It's to enhance availability and convenience. In other places, like growth corridors that we see in Western Melbourne or indeed in Newcastle, west of Newcastle, we will work with the community to put in a new post office or a new range of services. We continue to see customers demand more convenience for their parcels. So I want to be able to pick it up 24/7. I want to be able to access it through your postal app. It's not a simple one size fits all, so we look to try and adapt a range of offerings to meet that community needs.
Thank you. Last question, Chair. Last topic. Some months ago you were very positive about the possibility of an Australia Bank, People's Bank, Post Office Bank, Postal Bank. What are your thoughts now on possibilities of that, and are you getting any support from the government?
Well, Senator Oval has made it clear that that's a matter for government. We're very happy to continue providing our bank at post over-the-counter transactional services, and we'd be even happier if we were to make a small margin and our posties were to get more, our licensees would get more money for that. Anything beyond that is a matter for government.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chair.